I drive into the city, I get lost. I tried to call you for directions, but you're not in the book.
Unlisted.
Well, it's not in the book. So I pulled over somewhere and asked the guy for directions, but he didn't understand me. I wish I knew Spanish. But finally, I just stopped somewhere and got a cab, and that got me here. Oh, Kathy, I thought I'd die.
But you got here.
Finally. Kathy, you look good. You really do.
So do you.
Oh, I do not. I look the same.
So, want some champagne?
Oh, dear. Oh, well, if I get drunk this afternoon, then I'll never be able to get back to the car, wherever it is. I have to pick up the kids by 4 and be back in the country to fix dinner before Ted gets home from work. I guess you'd better just give me some tea. Ted sends his love.
Oh, how sweet.
1 teaspoon.
I meant, skip it.
Thank you. I love tea parties.
So, how are the kids? I haven't seen them in so long.
Oh, they're big. They grow up right before your eyes. But little Kathy is always asking about her big Aunt Kathy.
I hope to see her soon.
Well, you can come over any time. It's an open invitation. We just asked and asked for you to come, but you never did. So it's an open invitation.
I'll come soon.
And last year's Christmas card came back address unknown. I got so worried. Kathy, I'm so glad you finally got in touch. We wondered where you were.
I've just moved around a lot.
Well, you should put your name on the buzzer out front. If I hadn't had the apartment number, I wouldn't have known it was yours. Maybe the postman doesn't realize.
I must do that.
And you must come down to the country for the 4th of July. Ted and little Kathy would love to have you there. You haven't even met Ted Jr. and little Mary yet.
God, it has been a long time.
Ted Jr.'s 3 and little Mary's 1 now.
So little Kathy must be 5. 1 every 2 years.
We've got 1 more to go. We want 4, 2 and 2, so we've got 1 boy left.
Are you working on it?
Oh, well, 3 more months and then it's time to start trying again. Can you believe I've spent over 1/3 of my married life pregnant?
Well, at least you've had 2/3 of your time for other things.
What other things?
Mary!
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, Kathy, don't walk so fast. I'll get lost.
I'll get lost.
I'll be damned. I'll be double. God damned. Oh, this is too much. Just look at you.
You look terrific.
Oh, it's that outfit. I never have the nerve.
It's pretty.
Pretty expensive, I'll bet. Wherever did you pick that thing up? Oh, Nana. Nana? Of Soho? Oh. Well, I wouldn't know about that. You know me, Mrs. Peck and Peck.
Let's sit down. Come, let's sit.
Oh, Kathy, I am so sorry I'm so late. I just had to
don't
run-
worry about it. I was late too, dear.
Good. Anyway, I just had to run over to Sinandre for a quick once-over.
What's
and-
Sinandre?
Oh, they do my hair, dear. You just had your hair done. Well, I was late as usual, missed the appointment. I threw a fit, they threw a fit. The world of beauty waits for no one. Anyway, there I was, late already, but I just had to zip through Bendel's. Something caught my eye. I tried it on. You bought it?
Yes, I bought it. They're Chloe. Do you like Chloe?
I don't know what to say. Just pick up a Vogue, they'll tell you what to say. So anyway, there I was, late as usual, but Rizzoli had been trying to get me that huge Arte book in Italian, and I was already on 57, so I just ran in. You read Italian? Of course not. Well, what good is a book in Italian if you can't read it? It's pretty. A pretty book. Oh. So here I am with this silly little bundle. And what am I going to do with it? I'm headed straight from here to a birthday bash for Bella. Well, maybe she won't mind if you bring bundles. Busy. Kathy, this is cute.
What's cute?
A garden apartment. Cute. Well, at our house, we have a big garden. But in the city, gardens must be hard to come by. Honey, everyone and his dog wants a fucking garden apartment. Kath, can I switch to champagne?
Sure. Mary?
Vodka martini on the rocks with a twist.
We have tea or champagne.
Oh, for a second I forgot I wasn't in a bar. Of course, for God's sake, this is a tea party. Well, I'll have champagne. Well, it's good. Kathy, is this domestic or imported?
Domestic. Mary, sit down.
This is good. You know, I've tried and tried to make pate, but I just can't. It's too hard.
It's bought.
Of course it is. Us city girls do not have time to just whip up pate. Oh, well, it's good. If I'd known you could buy it this good, I wouldn't have even tried to make it. Yum. So, how have you girls been? No, just fine and dandy.
Just fine.
Good. And you? Just dandy. Do you still have the little art shop? Gallery. Gallery? Well, how's the little gallery? It's big. You two should see it. I've doubled my space in the last 2 years.
Oh, then you're doing well.
You should see it. Well, we got a couple of invitations in the mail, but, you know, Ted's just so busy all the time, and I never get in. Ted comes into the office, of course, but I never get in. And how is Teddy? Oh, he's fine. For a while, I was actually worried he was going to go back to school. He wanted to drop his corporate and go into criminal law. Boy, was I relieved when he decided not to. I couldn't stand the idea of him being around convicts all the time. You must sleep better now. With the house and the kids, there's hardly any time for sleep. We have this huge old house that we've done from top to bottom. I wish you could see it. We did all of our own decorating. Me, a decorator. Well, I'll bet it's as cute as a bug's ear. Oh, it is. 6 bedrooms, 1 for us, 1 for guests, and 4 for the kids. I thought you had 3 kids. How did you know that? The last time I saw you, I only had 1.5. Kathy told me.
I did? I haven't talked to you since...
Sure you did. Well, we have 3 now, but we're having another boy soon. Oh, of course. How stupid of me.
More champagne?
Thought you'd never ask. Oh, just a tiny drop. Oh, Kathy, this is so nice. Just leave it to you to arrange a way of getting us all together again. After over 3 years. 3 years. Well, 3 since I've seen Kathy, and 4 since I saw you last. 4 years. God, it's been 10 years since high school. Seniors, 64. You know, I'd given up hope. It was funny, I thought we wouldn't be able to go a day without seeing each other, but I just thought you'd never come home from Europe, and Kathy, after a while, you just dropped out of sight. But here we are. I knew we'd all end up in the same place. It took years, but here we are. Me with a home and a family, Mary with a gallery, and Kathy with a garden apartment. So, Kath, what else have you been up to besides getting this garden into shape?
Not much, Mary.
Oh, you can't fool me. I bet you're still queen of the hop, or queen of the May, or football queen. I just never thought we'd all be in New York. You live in Connecticut. Yes, but I live nearby. I almost live in New York, and you two do. But, I mean, when we were growing up, did you ever think that we'd be sitting here in this garden in New York? Never crossed my mind. Well, of course, I moved to Connecticut because Ted's work is in New York, but Kathy, why did you move up this way?
Just drifted this way.
Isn't that funny? I'll bet it's because you're single.
New York must be a wonderful place for single girls. Isn't that right, Mary?
Oh, it's an absolute haven for horny girls.
Do you hear from any of the Kappas often? You know, I used to be so good about going to meetings until Ted transferred to Columbia. And then when Ted Jr. came along, I just didn't have the time. New part of the world, new kids. Do you still keep up?
Not really.
Well, I miss all of it, but I tell you, I just don't have the time. Nowadays, I just get the newsletter and it just sits in my kitchen until I finally throw it away.
I don't even give mine time to sit.
Well, I guess I should be more involved. I mean, before I know it, it'll be time for little Kathy to go to college, and I'll want her to be a Kappa, of course.
Of course.
The last time I saw you, you were with some guy.
No kidding.
Thanksgiving, 1970. Oh, what was his name? Ted and I really liked him.
Well, what was his name?
Oh, you know, Alfredo or Ricardo or something like that. It ended with an O.
Oh, Alonzo.
Whatever happened to him?
I give up.
Oh, I thought you might have married him or something.
Just the something.
Well, who do you see now?
What?
Who do you date? Are you engaged, in love? I'm trying to figure out what's happened with the three of us. You all never even phone me anymore.
She means, what's the dirt, Mary?
Well, the dirt is Mary shacked up with Alonzo for a while,
Then what?
then made out with dozens of others for a few years.
Nice men?
Mostly men.
Oh.
And now she's doing it with the best in a long line of budding artists.
Well, I hope it works out.
Works out.
The way you want it.
Well, he's beautiful and blonde and 20, and that's just the way I want it.
Oh my God. And he does stuff for your gallery?
That's right. I exhibit him.
What does he do?
Pricks.
What?
He does pricks in neon.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Kathy, can I have more champagne? and what's this? Is this crab dip? Oh, I love crab dip. The last time I had people over, I served some. Do you make it?
Not on your life.
Oh, well, it's not hard. You just take a package of Philadelphia cream cheese and a package of frozen crab and whip it up with some sour cream. It's a snap.
Sounds snappy.
Oh, I admire all those people who can make things from scratch, but there just isn't any time for that. Of course, I have help, but time is of the essence.
Essence.
Do you two have help?
No, I'm pretty independent.
And I'm simply helpless.
Oh, well, Kathy, surely you do your own housework, but of course you have a gardener.
No, it's a tiny garden.
Oh, so it is. Well, you keep this place as neat as a pin. You should see our house. Toys and junk strewn all over the creation. But then again, our place is huge. And you should see our lawn. It looks like a jungle. I wish Ted and I could entertain more. But Kathy, I bet you throw a lot of parties.
What makes you think that?
Well, you were always so good at entertaining. I mean, we wouldn't have had a single party if it hadn't been for you. You planned them all.
You know what, Kathy? I'm surprised. This is so simple. No giant chicken wire teacups with Kleenex stuffed inside.
Oh, Kathy, it's nice. I never could have planned a tea party. Kathy, this is lovely.
I don't know why I've never thought of it before, but I should exhibit you in my gallery.
I don't know anything about erotic art.
Don't worry, me neither.
With your talent, I could stage an entire show around you. Erotic visions in Kleenex.
Mary, would you stop? Okay, you've gotten great mileage out of my chicken wire and Kleenex. Always have. Now drop it.
Well, I really am sorry.
Let's just forget it.
I don't seem to know when to stop, do I?
That's what the boys used to say about you.
let's just relax and talk.
I am relaxed. I'm letting my hair down for the first
Dear,
time in
your
years.
hair
Mary.
is... Sorry.
Do you teach close by?
No.
Well, if you did, then you could walk to work. Did you think of something funny?
I don't teach anymore.
Oh, why? I thought you liked to teach.
I got tired of it.
Oh, I tell you, I get so tired of working.
Jesus, you work?
Well, I'm a homemaker, and that's a big job. And guess what? You're not going to believe this. I direct the junior choir at my church. I work for Jesus. I finally found a way to use my music.
I could die.
Isn't that funny, Kathy?
Yes.
So what do you do now?
I'm not working now.
Why did you stop?
It depressed me.
Oh, but you love to work. You're the hardest working girl I know. You just can't make me believe that you hated work.
Oh, well, it wasn't the work, really. It was the students. I loathed my students.
Oh, what an awful thing to say. How can you hate children?
Because they hated me.
Well, I hated some of my teachers too, but I needed them. What would pupils do without their teachers?
I don't know, but none of my girls needed me to show them anything about playing games or sex education. They all knew more than I did.
Oh, to be young again.
28. Can you believe it? 29 and then 30. I want no more birthday parties.
Joanne, no more cakes with ballerinas on top? No more horns or funny hats? How could you bear it?
Not for me, Mary. For my children, but not for me.
What about you, Kath? Any festive plans for your 30th? Any desire to turn this place into over the rainbow? Sorry.
That was so pretty. I could cry. It feels like it was only yesterday.
It's been 10 years.
Wouldn't it be fun to go back?
Fun?
To simply be girls again. We all met for the first time when we were in Brownies, remember? Kathy, I bet you think a lot about when we were growing up.
God, it was a simple time.
And then from Brownies we went to Girl Scouts. And then came high school and college and we grew up.
Simples.
What?
She said we grew up simples.
Oh. Wasn't it wonderful?
She doesn't get it, Kathy.
Did you?
Oh, wow, I'd like to laugh and be silly and act dopey. I can't stand having to be grown up and mature all the time.
Mature. You.
Well, of course, Mary. You were always a little more mature than the rest of us. Or should I say progressive?
Say whichever you like.
Well, I think mature is the word for it. Only a mature person could have gone it alone in Europe the way you did.
No mature person would have done what I did in Europe.
I don't care what you did. All I'm saying is it must have taken a lot of nerve to go so far away, all by yourself, alone.
Well, what makes you think I was alone?
Well, because we weren't with you.
You've never been, have you?
To Europe? Me? Why would I go to Europe? I'd get lost.
That's exactly what I did.
You got lost.
Yes. I became the perfect lost person. I slept my way from Rome to Amsterdam, became sort of a naughty nomad.
That's not what I meant about getting lost.
I hated my parents for making me come home. I guess they never dreamt a graduation trip could last 2 years. They cut off my funds and my fun.
Well, 2 years is long enough to be away. I'll bet you were homesick.
I've never been homesick. I wanted to teach them a lesson when I came back. I was chic, I had style. I was spouting French and smoking hash. I looked like a cross between Sally Bowles and Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
Were your parents shocked? God knows I'd have been.
My dad said something like, how nice it is to have our little girl home, and Mother said she'd send me to her hairdresser right away. Welcome home. I've never felt so much hate. I'd spent the last 2 years trying to change myself, and they still treated me as the same stupid girl.
God, Were we lucky to be that stupid or just plain stupid?
Lucky or stupid? I choose lucky.
And then you moved to New York.
Ran to New York, called up a few rich men I'd met in Europe to set me up in a gallery. I'm still indebted to them in one way or another.
But why open a gallery for erotic art?
Well, what else would an exhibitionist choose?
Your mother doesn't know about it.
Oh, she's been told.
The last time I was home, I ran into her, and she told me that you were running a Hallmark card shop.
Oh, no.
Of course, I knew that wasn't true, but I didn't correct her. I thought maybe you didn't want her to know.
I don't really care one way or another. Let her tell her friends I work for Hallmark. It's easier than saying my daughter sells porn. But I do hate, however, that all those bitches back home think I work for Hallmark. I mean, it's one of those great companies they admire, like Avon or Tupperware.
How about you, Kathy? Ever get home?
No.
Well, I'll be damned if I ever figure out what the hell it is you do.
Well, I bet you'll go back to teaching.
I bet I don't.
But you'd always planned on a teaching career.
I've already had my teaching career.
And you just chucked it?
Became a high school dropout.
Was the work too hard?
No, I did everything right. All my planning, perfectly organized lessons, I organized pep rallies and was sponsor for the cheerleaders.
Did you teach the girls some of our old yells?
Well, I tried to. I wanted all my girls to have the same fun that we had in high school. So every day for 3 years, I showed up in my gym suit and tried to teach the value of pep. But my girls weren't interested in being peppy.
So you quit?
I felt ridiculous.
And I'm glad you quit.
But you didn't get another job.
No,
You did nothing?
nothing but sit in the apartment and this garden for hours on end.
Can't imagine you sitting still for a minute.
Well, I learned how. I read. I made a list of all the books that I never read in college. The ones that they assign but you never actually read, and they're really good. Much more interesting than the Monarch notes. And I thought a lot. It's silly, but I don't ever remember looking at the stars until I began to sit in this garden for hours on end.
So astronomy, that's interesting.
Well, I didn't study the stars, I just looked at them.
What did you think about?
Death, eternity, even God. Wanted someone, some miracle to tell me what it was I wanted.
And did you find the someone?
No.
Did you get your miracle?
No, but I prayed to the ridiculous stars as if I expected them to answer me.
And they didn't?
Joanne, no one in their right mind prays to the stars. Only noble, noble women with the keys to the kingdom of God wish upon stars. All those simple girls without a single cause.
God, Kathy, don't get into causes. I gave up on causes the night McGovern lost.
You would be in politics.
I vote.
I assume you consider yourself to be a liberated woman. A bra burner?
I did burn my bra once.
Really?
Staged the whole thing one night at a gallery opening. Whipped off my bra, threw it in the wastebasket, and set it up in flames. The crowd loved it.
And that liberated you?
It was a joke. Do you remember jokes?
You two make life sound awful. I won't let my kids grow up knowing about hate and causes and braziers. There's just no need. I won't let them know.
Well, then they'll grow up like us.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm glad we grew up when we did. We were happy and carefree and everyone liked us.
Did they?
We were the most popular.
Well, Joanne, do you remember the girls who were unpopular?
Why should I remember them? What did they ever do?
What did we do?
Everything. Pep rallies, school dances, all the school activities. Now you face it, you would have hated not being popular.
Well, I taught girls who hated it. The kind of girls who sit alone at lunch with a book and never had steady boyfriends or won contests. The kind of girls we used to joke about. High school was their punishment for not being cute or clever. I used to look at them and feel pity. Poor, unpopular girls. Then And I realized that I deserve some of the pity, because after all, I started out to be the most popular girl in the world, and then I just turned into...
No, this all reeks of self-pity.
Why is it wrong to be liked?
Well, we never learned a damn thing except how to be very, very popular.
Well, maybe the girls who were unpopular didn't learn a damn thing either.
None of our silly causes had an ounce of meaning.
You have no right to make me feel guilty. We were happy then, and I'm happy now.
Mary, are you happy?
Well, I own my own business. I need no one. Erotic art may not be noble, but it bought my freedom.
I know that's very important to you, Mary.
What, dear?
To be free.
You bet ya.
Now that you are, what are you gonna do?
Do?
Yes, Mary. On your tombstone, is it gonna say, "Here lies Mary. She was free"?
On my tombstone? Don't write me off just yet, Joanne. I'm very much alive.
But life is to be shared with someone who will love and care for you. There's no point in living alone or hopping from bed to bed. That leads nowhere. It's not too late for either of you to find a husband. There's a lot to be said for marriage.
Like what?
Like children. Precious, darling, adorable children.
Well, Joanne, you can have all the children. I'll let you do the propagating for all of us. I'll just stick to pornography. It's less obscene.
I would never let my kids see pornography.
I don't sell it to kids.
I even stopped taking the National Geographic because there were too many naked Africans in it.
Poor children.
Well, they're mine, and so I'll do what's best for them because they're mine.
Well, then for God's sake, don't let them near a National Geographic. They might just learn something about geography if they're not beating off with the Africans.
I don't know how you can take any pride in selling filth. Ted wanted to see some of your shows, but I didn't want to go.
Well,
I'd be too embarrassed.
That's you, Joanne.
No decent woman would sell trash.
It's a business. If a guy's got $5 to spend on a sexual fantasy, he goes to a porno house or a dirty bookstore. If he's got $5,000, he comes to an art gallery. He doesn't buy his suit at Klein's, he doesn't live on the West Side, and he doesn't get his kicks on 8th Ave. He comes to me.
But when we were growing up, we used to laugh at smut.
I still laugh at it. Yesterday, I sold a sculpture. $2,500 for a 6-foot neon erection.
Well, that's silly.
Of course it's silly. I thought it was silly. The jerk who bought it thought it was silly.
But why would anyone pay $2,500 for a neon erection?
Because he could never have one himself.
What would anyone do with that? You can't very well put it in your living room, not with children around.
We don't all have children. Would you shut up about those fucking children?
I have beautiful children. You don't know the joy of motherhood.
I know the relief of abortion.
Mary, how could you?
By choice. Telephone?
Right inside.
See, I've never been so upset. You want children, don't you? Yes. Then I hope you have a house full.
We'll see.
Just want you to be happy. To know the joy I've known. Old Mary's too sexed up to know, but you can. Oh. You could just cry. It's not the same. Ted said it wouldn't be. He said that people change. He said I shouldn't come.
Is Ted always right?
I just thought we'd still have something in common.
We do.
No, you're so cynical and Mary's so wild. Oh, tell me we all want the same things, that deep down inside we're just the same.
Probably. But honestly, Joanne, I'd like to think that people change.
Champagne? Give me champagne. the painting
Painting?
over the fireplace.
I forget.
It's nice. The whole place is nice.
Yes.
And that Chesterfield sofa looks expensive.
Well, it's leather. Such taste.
I don't know what I'd do if I had your taste. And that pre-Columbian piece is worth a fortune.
Not really.
No, really. And these glasses. Waterford?
I guess.
Baccarat.
Yes. What's your point, Mary?
Kathy, whose apartment is this?
Well, it's Kathy's, of course. Belongs to a friend.
A lover?
A friend.
It's not yours?
No.
Where do you live?
Here.
But it's not yours?
No.
I'm confused.
Yes.
Kathy's obviously not going to tell us, so let's not
Well,
pry.
there's nothing to tell. This is not my apartment in the sense that I own it. I don't. But this is my apartment in the sense that I live here. I do. Kept negotiated.
Good deal. You've got good taste. Good taste in friends. Well, I should go. I've had enough. Why, Joanne, how rude. Kathy, she's had enough of us. I have to find my car. What does it look like? It's white. Well, you should have no trouble finding it. I wish I could say how happy I am, but this didn't turn out right. I thought we'd talk about Kappas and fun times, but we got sidetracked. Not much of a tea party, was it? Kathy, if I thought that you didn't care, I don't know what I'd do. Probably get drunk. Oh, shut up! You know what, you go ahead and you make fun, but I won't end up old and lonely like you will. I hope not. I don't need a neon prick for kicks. Yeah, not with Ted around. He's pretty good in bed.
Mary!
If I believed that, I'd kill you. Since I don't, I'll ignore it. Kathy, goodbye, and Mary. Go fuck yourself. Well, tell Teddy hello for me. I'm going home and I'm changing little Mary's name.
I'll get you a cab.
I've always loved you.
Let's go, Joanne.
Joanne, poured into a cab.
All gone. I'll never make it back to the country. I told the driver to drop her off at Ted's office. Instead of taking the train, he can drive her.
He'll be thrilled.
I should call him.
Let her be a surprise.
Well, he doesn't like her to drink. She has a problem.
How would you know that?
Ted calls me. He talks, I listen.
Well, Joanne is his problem. She's his, not yours or mine.
How long?
A year or two. He used to come by the gallery. He always comes by when he wants something erotic.
Why did you?
Guess it was the last act of sharing.
Jealousy, maybe?
Jealous? Because Joanne got her fantasy from beginning to end? Never. You?
Well, it was once. When I moved in here, I wanted marriage more than anything else, but the longer that I waited for it to happen, the less it mattered. Now, Joanne can just have the whole dream come true.
She's got it.
And besides, I ended up with here's better for me because for once I didn't plan it.
I don't believe my ears. You didn't plan this?
No.
You got all this without a list.
Yes. And isn't it nice?
Do you mean to tell me there was no highly organized plan behind this reunion?
No.
Then why the hell did you ask us here?
Thought we might have a few laughs.
Isn't it funny how things just...
Nothing but funny.
Shall we toast our bygone days?
I'll tell you what. Let's drink to forget them.